We're going to stop. Mom, we're going to continue now talking about the wedding.
Yeah.
So you got married in Chateauroux.
Yeah.
Why was that kept a secret?
It's not nice that that I felt a girl. I think I was about 23 years old, with normal hands and feet and eyes and face, when I had so many fellas running to Europe to find a man. So I was ashamed.
So it was your secret.
I had a fella that was madly in love with me. His name was Izzy. He was a grocery fella. I liked him very much too, but he didn't want to get married till his sister is not getting married. And in between, I was very much to get out from the house. So
Your life was not good in the house
it was very bad. Police day and night.
because your
Took her to
sister
the
was so
hospital,
sick.
in, out. It was very bad. So, and I wanted to get married.
Why did Max want to marry you?
To come to America. That's the whole reason.
Okay. Was his mother for or against the marriage?
She told it to me day and night. When I arrived, she says, you see, I didn't change my furniture. I knew you was a maid. You was in Hungarian, a chalet. Between the four eyes, she was talking to me like that. Otherwise, she was picking me up. She says, I'll show you the couch. It's standing on parts. It's broken. I didn't change anything. I remembered you barefooted with such legs and a big. I didn't forgive him. No girl on the whole world. You were vanished.
So of all the girls in the world she wouldn't have picked, she said, you're the one.
No, she didn't forgive him.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
She loved him with the sisters, the greatest love on the whole world. It was a passionate love all around, too much love. For no girl on the world, especially you. So, well, why am I worse than the others? Just I asked her, was bin ich angefangen? Because you're not good looking. You have a big head and a big face and fat legs and all that. And him, he's so handsome. His eyes, his nose, from boy down everybody.
But she didn't fight the marriage. She didn't say, Mordcha, no.
No, she knew it breaking out of war.
What year was this?
Eh?
What year was this?
I don't know.
What year did you get married?
1928 or 29.
Okay. So she saw you as a way to get him out, and the family too?
Yeah.
How many did you bring over?
No, well, Molly came with a man. He was supposed to be like her father. Fake papers.
So you didn't bring her over?
No.
Who did you bring over?
But she was with me. And then Ruthie came with a family with fake papers.
Did you pay for Ruthie?
No, we sent some money. Molly, Bobby was an extremely smart woman.
Yeah, Daddy's mother.
Yeah, and a good-looking woman, and a clean person. And she also spoke several languages, an educated woman, and a woman that of all her parents' children, they loved her the best. A maid used to go with her with an umbrella. She wouldn't carry a pocketbook or an umbrella.
And from that she went to poverty.
But she didn't do nothing. The kids did everything. They wouldn't eat of a tree that she ate that fruit. You don't know what kind of children. Oh. Now even when she was married, they used to sneak her out and clean up the house and give her money. She didn't know from where it came. Extremely devoted, good children. Ruthie,
So
Molly, Adel,
she specifically let you marry Max just to get him out, to help him?
Otherwise, never
Okay.
the eel would have turned out.
Who got her out?
Eh?
Who got her out?
Me.
You paid to get her out.
Yeah, well, that's a lease.
Okay, that's after you were married?
She came to my house.
Okay, so you went back on a boat with Daddy, and you took Molly with you.
No.
How'd you get back?
I only went once there.
Yeah, and then you took Daddy with you.
No, he came after. He couldn't come.
Oh.
He was fresh to the consulate, and I apologized. I said that he's not it's a whole story. To the man, the main man, the consulate, he was fresh. He nearly didn't let him go to America. So I apologized and I cried. Anyway, he came. I was pregnant already. I was back working in the shop.
So you got pregnant in Newhall?
Newhall with Beverly. He had two uncles. They were a head taller than him. The father's brothers. Tibby's father and
Tibby who?
Tibby's dead now.
Berkowitz?
Ergis, you don't know.
Yeah, but just the last names. Do you know?
Berkowitz, but Tibby and Ergi, the one that lives in Canada, he just died.
Right.
Tibby.
So what about him?
And Gobi and Erwin, their father came before we got married, and they brought them condoms, you call it, and Vaseline and whatnot, and they pleaded to him, Mordge, see she shouldn't become pregnant, see she shouldn't have children. I became pregnant the next day.
How long did you stay there when you got married? Just a few
A
weeks?
few weeks.
And you were pregnant? Boom.
First I wasn't married.
Right.
And then I got,
How long after did he come over?
many weeks. He couldn't get in.
And then where did you live?
I took a beautiful apartment. I couldn't pay the rent. No. Ruthie came right away. First, I lived in Moore Street. It's where Sylvie lived.
Is that where Beverly was born?
Yeah. It was all pushcats outside, and it was a bad neighborhood. I told you if they knocked at the door, it was a Kurva building. So,
Of course.
so then when Ruthie came, she couldn't stay there. She was straight sick. She needed fresher air. So we moved to Green Avenue, and we couldn't pay the rent. She couldn't get a job, couldn't pay the rent, in a very swell section. Then we moved back to Williams. I moved constantly to Williamsburg. Furniture my uncle made me buy, but it was $2,000. I had money. I saved up money. It was crazy. The most exclusive, the nicest furniture. It was crazy. When Daddy came, he saw I put in all that money in the furniture. He was killing himself.
So Daddy came over, and you were good and pregnant already by
Sure.
after a while. And so what did he do? How did he get a job? What did he do?
All kind of jobs. There was no jobs to be gotten.
So it's now, okay. What was life like when you first got married? Were you happy with him in the beginning?
Well, he didn't like that I had the baby, he says. And then there was no job. He was very handsome. Everybody wanted him, every woman. And he wanted every woman too.
Did he have any?
No. No.
Ever?
No.
Never.
It was a big chmara and no rain, you know. It was all over. Even Mary, you remember Mary?
The maid.
Mary said, if you will bother me, your husband loves me, and I'll go away with him. Even Mary, jeder. He made the impression that the meidlich, meidlich,
Valerie, what was she like first of all, her name wasn't Valerie, right?
Bruche.
Bruche.
And then Beverly.
Tell me a little bit about Bruche.
Bruche was a very nice child, and I loved her so dearly. She was jealous of Daddy from the day she was born. If he looked on a woman, she was ready to kill her.
She loved him.
Yeah.
You said she was smart before.
Very smart. Always,
Very active.
yeah, very active. Anybody was sitting and eating by me, she went under the table and bit them. Anyway, she chased out people. She never wanted to go to sleep. Only Daddy was able to put her to sleep. So at one time, I put on Daddy's hat and Daddy's coat, and I made believe I'm Daddy. I was able to do it 2 or 3 times, then she got wise to it.
Very funny.
But
so it was really something, you and him and a baby. And then you got pregnant again.
well, 2.5 years, I think. Yeah?
You didn't work all this time? You had the baby in the
I
house?
always worked here and there.
So who watched her?
In the shop, even for a few hours.
I see.
Yeah.
Then you had another baby?
Cynthia, I mean.
And what was she like?
The best baby in the world.
Easy.
Yeah, very.
You enjoyed her.
And most good looking. A doctor and a wife came to the grocery that he wanted to give me a big amount of money. He wants that child. Everyone wanted to buy Cynthia for a big amount of money. I says, no, give the whole United States.
He liked Cynthia.
No, not only, none of the children. But once they were here, they were his.
Did they get along, Cynthia and Beverly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cynthia was a malach. She's no malach now.
But you love her anyway.
Yeah, of course, I love all the children.
Okay. Ma, let's talk about Daddy.
Yeah.
What was some of his favorite songs?
Zat my malkele als die weer, wenn my hart zal die buik. He made up the song. Ich kann die letzte Nacht nicht schlafen, liegen halte Augen offen. Das Kischen nenn mich in Urem ran, ach Kisches in Glätten, es Friede, ach Friede, komm zu mir, weil ich bin stark nach dir. Friede kann ich mehr nicht leben. Friede kommt zu mir. Die Teure sucht das Tate Mama, geht zusammen. Friede, ich will halten, bin der Teure, in dich nehmen und schimmeure. Friede, bis mein Leben, und dir kann ich mehr nicht leben. Friede. They made a little party before I had to go back to America, you know, after Bishmena Schwengerike. So Adel was singing and Bobby, and he sang this song, Friede.
He made it up completely? Or he copied?
He wanted, because we're going to be separated. So Adel went over to him. Mochi, they called him Mochi.
Say it in English.
Stop saying Friede, Onyuko. Say Onyuko instead of Friede.
Say mother.
Mother dear. I swear. She was jealous of Schritt and Trip. She was always one, and she was boys. He was always Rashuni and Kippur after the davening.
So
To me.
you had the 2 little children. She was already in America.
I don't know.
She must have been already. No?
Matzarosgerata was before Hitler.
And he was very close to her.
Oh, close. She never said different beat on his lap.
Did you have fights with him about
She
that?
ran into his bed, then I walked out. The whole lot, she was allowed to kiss her any place but on the lips.
He loved her. He was crazy for her.
He, her, and she, him, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
When
about...
she died, he died with her. He used to travel on Saturday. As soon as she would travel. Only for her, everything for her. At life.
How did you feel about that?
Eh?
How did you feel about
Not
that?
good. There was nothing I was able to do. It was 1 in a million such a love.
Okay. Later you had another baby.
You mean Barbara? So I don't know when I was partner in pocketbooks with a man, made a lot of money. And Daddy came in too to the park. I have that trait in my hands.
What was Barbara like? Was she always pretty?
She was, she broke things. If she would sit here, this would be tall.
But she was always pretty.
Yeah.
Okay. And then anything you remember?
As with boy, first child, I wanted a boy because I wanted a name for my father. So first not, the second not, the third was who? You?
Barbara, you mean?
Barbara was the third. I wanted a boy. He didn't care. He didn't want anything, but made no difference to him.
Why didn't he want anything?
I told you why. He thought that, not that he wouldn't be afraid to talk, to work for 10 children, only for their own sake. It doesn't pay. Sure, it don't pay to go through life. Life is hard. He saw life no good for nobody. No good.
Because he had already raised 6 children, or 5 children of his mother's. His mother's 5 children.
They were his children.
And it was a hard life.
I don't think he ever would have gotten married.
He was angry with you for having the children.
Oh. Oy vey.
But you're going to have him anyway.
Every time he came home with a hospital with a baby, he looked for a cemetery where he had to lay, not the baby. On that cemetery, I should have been before you gave birth to, before I made a baby. He says, he always wanted to make himself Osman. Always. He also wanted to go even for the second, that he shouldn't be able to produce children.
But you wanted children.
23.
Okay. So now it's 1942. The war's already broken out. What did you do in the war? Because now Sandra's going to be born soon. What did you do in the war?
By Sandra, there was the worst fight. He wanted to leave. I became pregnant. 9 months. I wasn't allowed to sit only like, if he was sitting there, I had to sit there. We couldn't sit by the same table and eat. This was the worst. This was, he didn't want to eat, he wanted to leave. I had to leave, call Malin from the country and Rutin and everybody that he's leaving. And
the war was already broken out. What was he doing?
Oh, he went to collected papers. He was very busy. He didn't want to work no more neither. I didn't take an abortion with Sandra.
And he had the baby and he settled down.
There's nothing. The Mitterge came in, his mother never wanted I should have any baby, just like him.
What was Sandra like?
A good baby.
Easy.
Yeah, everyone. Beverly was no.
She was active. Okay, then you had me.
There was no trouble, I told you. I tell you, when I had one girl after the other, when they told me you had a girl, I said, no, everybody says I'm a boy, and no, they used to bring me to look at the girl, now it's a girl, I didn't want to look here. I says, I know I had a boy. And they said, you had a nice little girl. I says, I know.
That's all you make.
Yeah, I said, I know. And by Sandra, ik ben gefährlich, I don't want a girl, I'm not taking it.
What were you doing as a job during this time? I think Daddy worked on defense or something.
Yeah,
what does defense mean?
He worked by Bliss on defense.
on work for the war. And what
Yeah.
did you do?
I stood in the grocery, the carriages.
Oh, by then we had the grocery
Yeah.
already. How was that?
So I loved staying away from the house. I liked it. There
You
was
enjoyed
a
the
lot
grocery. You enjoyed the grocery.
of,
It
very
was
much.
A lot of
of
fun.
fun, a lot of laughing, a lot of fighting.
So here's your family. Look, you see the marriage. Let me show you. See this?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's
When
only
was that
three.
taken?
There's only
No, all of them.
all of them.
Yes. There's
Isn't
Beverly and Barbara and Cynthia and Elaina and Sandra. Daddy and Mom again. Okay. So
He never belittled. He said that I wasn't nice looking. He never said that I wasn't smart. He liked me, adored me in a million ways. He only didn't like me that I had children. But never like his mother, that I had a big face, a big head, this, short. Never.
did you get along together?
That we had ups and downs, a million over women and all, and but never that he degraded me, that he wished himself a beautiful woman. Never said that he would have been happy having an educated, beautiful woman. Never. No.
But you felt that way, huh?
No, I didn't.
You felt you belonged with him.
Well, he was an educated man, and I was a drag and all. I worked hand in hand with him in Panusa, the money that there was, or plenty weggegeben here and there. I was hand in hand with the money.
Right.
Always worked.
Okay. The war was over and no, the depression had come before the war. Did that hurt you in any way?
That was bad.
The depression.
Couldn't get a job.
Okay, and then the war came, so then we move on from there. You worked in the grocery store, and Daddy did too.
Yeah,
And Beverly used to come in once in a while.
he came in, sure.
Beverly.
Eh?
Beverly used to come in.
Oy vey, she was some killer in the store.
What did she do?
She read a book. She didn't even know somebody's in the store. But listen what happened. Mr. Horowitz, a man came in, Mr. Horowitz, he was married to an Italian woman, a lovely woman, I love her.
Okay, so what happened?
So she gave him a pan matzahs, and she dropped the matzah, and she got his money. He said, Beverly, what are you waiting with that matzah from the floor? You'll pick it up and I'll walk out? She says, yeah, how did you know it? So
Sure.
when I came in, she says, Mama, a fortune teller, how did he know that I'll pick up the matzah after he'll walk out? Oh, I says, you're a killer.
Ma, what did you used to do on weekends? You had 5 children, they're growing up, all girls. What did you used to do? You used to work on the whole week. You'd rest on Shabbos.
Yeah.
You didn't work. What did you do on Shabbos?
And Shabbos I was home. Daddy was in the store.
What did you do? He worked on Shabbos.
Yeah.
You didn't. What did you do?
I was putting things in place. I was reading.
What about
Teaching
Peklach?
alle the kinder.
You taught the children to read
Yeah,
Yiddish.
Barbara knows the best what I taught her.
Okay, and you made Peklach. What are Peklach?
Peklach with the nuts and candy. Every child got Shabbos soaps.
And you too?
Yeah.
And you sat in bed, laid in bed and read?
Someday I worked a little in the store here and there. Then I got to Silver's baths.
And did you take children with you?
Yeah.
What was Silver?
Oh, you don't remember?
I do.
Oh, Silver's baths, salty water, swimming in the steam and the Sunday in Silver's.
And you like to take the children with you?
Yeah, I
Why?
loved it.
Why?
I loved it.
Why?
Because I loved the children. Till about 16, 7, from 9th Avenue till the house, she was vomiting what she ate so much.
Daddy used to go to his mother on Sunday?
Every Sunday. every Sunday.
So life was pretty good in that time.
I loved the little kids.
And
I
we
was
lived on
very happy with
44th
the
Street.
children.
We lived on 44th Street when you restored.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And the children were raving beauties from both arms.
You were proud of that.
Yeah, the customers that were pregnant, they came to look on the children. They wanted to have such a child. I used to bathe the children. I had a thing outside for milk. I opened it up and rainwater fell in. I bathed the kids there.
Were you close to your mother and father? Was your father still alive?
He was 63. I was married already, naturally. And my mother died at 83. I wasn't close.
Not to either of them.
No. Minnie was close.
You were close to Daddy's family.
Yeah.
The sisters and all the sisters.
It's no good when a child is away from... My father was impartial. He didn't care either way.
Impartial.
Yeah, but my mother was jealous of Mrs. Grimfeld. Although she was so nice to her, she was jealous that I loved her, that she was
Mrs.
good.
Greenfeld, what happened to her?
Who?
Mrs. Greenfeld.
Oh, Mrs. Grimfeld was a very good-natured woman. She used to help out people. She was very poor herself. Did me, you know, Friday night, she used to send, I was allowed to carry because I was young. Shabbos, you're not allowed to carry in many cities. By me, you can't carry, go to the shul, things. It's in Stukan Arab peppers, it's called, there's no. Grunfelnene used to send me with soup and chicken and everything. Across the street, where Bobby had the house, lived a family, fisherman, a man and a woman with a half, very poor.
They slept standing?
Yeah, there wasn't no bed. There was so, but the yacht. So she sent me with soup and chicken after I ate already till here, Kali and all in the Zoid. She was watching me that I should be safe. I didn't know that she's watching. I stood every minute and I ate the food. And I grabbed the chicken and the soup. I hardly brought to those poor people. When we came back, she set a table for me. So my she says, Frieda, you're going to eat. I says, I ate with everybody, I'm full. You ate the food what I sent to those poor people. That was some lesson for me.
So now, what happened to Greenfeld here in the United States?
No, first in Europe.
Okay.
I told you, she used to sit down on the floor and she used to take a goose, a gans, and stuff it with corn. We used to push into him a lot of food. And these gooses became like that. And when we sold the liver and this and that, you actually had 6 weeks. But if a kernel
Kernel,
went in the wrong side for the goose died. She knew how to take it out and shuckle it and it's alive. From the city, everybody used to bring for her that the goose is dying, and right away she saved it. She always ate, always. She was fat. She ate a salami sandwich and she choked till the doctor. In this country, she saved in the thousands of gooses.
Was that hard for you when she died?
Yeah, I loved her very dearly. She was like your children, good-natured, good human being, kissed me, always seeing nice things about me. Never, whatever I did, she thought it was so smart. Yeah.
And then there was a problem.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit.
They would have stayed in Philadelphia. I brought them over. Grunfelbache was for me for 3 weeks. 3 weeks, and Mendel was for me.
You liked the brothers?
Yeah, but then love.
What happened?
A love tangle with Goidi. She became very friendly.
Gertie with the brothers.
The Mendler.
And what happened?
He was away a soldier, and she. It's not nice it should be on this.
It's what happened.
It was very unfortunate. She fell in love with him.
With who?
With Daddy. And you couldn't separate them. They met all over. And it was a killer.
For how long?
What? Years.
2, 3?
I warned her, I pleaded, I liked her very much.
Friend, wasn't she?
The best. I says, Goidi, believe to me you're the best on the world. I beg you, don't meet with him. Why do you need that trouble? And she always said she wouldn't, and then anyway, after he died now.
Who, Daddy?
Daddy, I was very sick mentally, very sick. I became so skinny, and I only wanted her.
Because she had been your best friend, Sylvie and Gertie.
Yeah, I called on the telephone, what do you call when you don't know a number?
Long distance.
Not
information.
long distance.
Information.
I got her on and I says, Gertie, this is Frieda.
Uh-huh.
This is Frieda. I didn't speak to her years already. Bye.
To swear that you wouldn't see him.
Yeah.
And she saw him anyway. And he saw her too.
And she was...
Mm-hmm. Keep talking.
She was the happiest on the whole world because she is with conscience, it's killing her. Says, Gertie, Max died. Now we could become back friends. I want to see you. And she came running. And she was very, very happy. And she wrote to me, she called me Erev
Did you
Shabbat.
like her again? You were able to like her again? You couldn't forgive her for what she did?
No. Then, when I got feeling, she wanted to show some, she thought the whole world opened up. She sent me Hanukkah gifts and all. No, I didn't forgive her.
She had 3 children herself. She has several children herself.
Oh, she has good children. She has one son. He's got 12 children.
Did this hurt your family? This whole business with the affair?
Yeah.
It was
bad.
not good.
It was bad. Then she dig trouble on herself. I want to ask you something. Did all your daughters forgave me what it was? I says, no, Beverly didn't. I forgave you. She stopped.
And that was okay?
Yeah, I didn't want her no more.
Sure.
No, I didn't want her.
Okay. How did you learn to read and write English?
By copying.
Years.
Yeah, here and there, but I didn't have much time. I went a little in night school, but I only looked for boys. I didn't learn anything. But I have 1 million throughout, and when I'll die, you'll see how much I have. I copied the Arabian here and there, and learned like that. I read fluently a paper. My father used to read a paper, so I took the paper and myself. Yeah, I read good.
How did you teach yourself Hungarian?
Huh?
How did you teach yourself?
I copied and need help from the children.
So you speak English and Hungarian and Yiddish?
Yeah.
And a little bit of Polish and a little bit of... Okay. So here is you and Max.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
In late life.
How long had you been married altogether? But when you had 50 years for sure. You had a 50 wedding anniversary.
Yeah. Sru paid for everything when he came. He paid.
Was Daddy a good provider?
Yeah, but he wasn't good with money for me. No, he would have kept me to.
He was stingy.
Yeah.
Okay, and there were fights over the stingy. A couple of fights.
he couldn't spend any money. He could give it away for the children, Taka. He gave good for the children. Very good for the daughters.
Okay. When the children were growing up, Daddy's grocery store was finished and he had a building.
Never on my name. Never.
Okay.
No.
What did you do?
Trusted me, never tried to protect me. No.
What did you do?
That he wasn't. I worked. I had money myself.
You worked in factories.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy working?
Oh, I loved it. And you know why I loved it?
Why?
Because I was super.
Uh-huh.
I liked it because I knew every machine. I was in the house cooking, cleaning, baking. I hated it. There, Frieda, you know, even the bosses didn't want to sit with me. Hungarian bosses, he said, oh no, I'm not going to sit with you, do the same work. You'll make a few and I'll make one, the bosses. I was very good at work.
Did you used to sing sometimes?
I always sang.
Give me an example of a song you love.
English?
English or Yiddish?
Oh.
The Greener Kazina,
That I
Minnie
sang
the Flapper.
already yesterday.
Not on this, you didn't.
Oh. Ze mir dat gekommen, that's Aunt Molly. A cousine, das gewinnt die grüne, Bäckerlach wie reute Pomeranzen, Fisserlach was Beitanzen. Sie ist nicht gegangen, noch gespringen, sie hat nicht gerät, noch gesingen, also ist sie gewesen, die Grüne, das ist doch gewesen, mein Cousine. Ich hab sie bekannt mit meiner Storke, was so gehabt hat, Storke, a Jobpapier gekriegt von der Grüne. Leben soll Columbus ins Medin. Beide hat so lange Zeit geklebt, bis für meine Cousine ist Hälfte nicht geblieben. Hinter ihre schöne schwarze Augen, blaue Passen haben sich gezeugen. A Bucherl hat sich ausgefunden, was rot bei ihr der beide Ziege trug.
What's true?
Tritt pflege sie watschen, jeden Tag pflege sie zu patschen. Ich begegn mein Cousine, frage ich ihr, was machst du etwas, Line? Emphasis mit the muzzle of Columbus and Medina. That was Aunt Molly. Hundreds and hundreds of boys and girls, if they saw her groups, everybody sang the Green Cousine because she was so good looking and so friendly and so affectionate and so beautiful. Rosy cheeks, hair like him, a figure.
Black hair.
Yeah, jet black. A Schönheit, a Weltschönheit. Every woman was jealous of her, every girl. She and Daddy were edel not a sake. Edel was
English.
A priest.
English.
Wieso?
English. Say it in English.
Oh, and Daddy. Also, very good looking people, those sisters. Only Srul. You know what happened with Srul?
We need to keep talking about you,
All
Ma.
right, okay.
You used to get the children jobs.
Always.
Where? How? No, I don't mean me. I don't mean me.
In factories all over.
Did you want them to go to college?
I am very, very, I'll die miserable, unhappy that I didn't have an education. Yeah, I love education. Yeah, I wanted they should go to yeshivas, to college, to use makeup, to go all over the world.
Okay, Mom, we're going to be talking about the present now and give you, in terms of your feelings about your life. And we're going to do that in just a moment. Ma, let's have you look back a little now, and I'd like to ask you what you feel in your life especially good about and
Proud of?
yeah. What are you proud of with yourself?
Of myself?
Yeah.
I never I never think, I'm not myself. I don't think much about I made a lot of mistakes in life, a lot. Like with the children, I gave them a better Jewish education. I made a lot. I don't think they let me, they didn't want, but I didn't try enough. With Voik, the children should have definitely gotten a better Jewish education. My fault. My
okay,
fault.
that sounds like what you would do differently. What else would you do differently?
Well, that would be the first.
What else?
That's the first.
Okay, what's the
Otherwise,
second?
they're nice.
Not with the children now. What else about yourself would you do differently?
I don't know.
Would you have changed anything?
No.
Would you have had 5 children?
So, I loved kids. I would have had more than 5. As many they would have come.
So
and
that was good.
With him you could have had, he was oversexed, he hated it, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. He was leaking.
Every detail.
No, I'm just saying, how they make, man macht den heuer, den zweiten gut klein, man macht den and when einer so frei ist, the teretz is an excuse, is not the doers, as Gott fragt men kein Schaules. Gott kein Schaules sollst du fragen, weil kein Entfer wird geben, einer dem Zweiten zappt es blit, sitzt auf das Hartem nicht.
How does that have to do with Daddy?
That they made him so oversexed, another man can move.
Okay, so one thing you do differently is the children's education. You would still have as many children. Anything else? You'd stay in New York? It was good living in New York?
I love it.
That was okay.
I love it.
You would stay being friends with Sylvie and your daddy's family?
Yeah, they're very nice people. And I like Brighton very much. I'm happy where I am. I have nice neighbors. I don't want... Oh, Cynthia in Beverly, after me, to buy a condominium in the mountain in Florida. Oh no, I'm finished with stocks.
What are you proud of in your life? What makes you feel
the
good?
Children are nice children, and the grandchildren, only they're growing go.
Are you proud of yourself?
I don't know. No, I'm not proud because I didn't give them more of an education. I'm not proud.
You're not proud that you can read and write English? No. Was becoming a citizen a big thing for you?
First of all, I was a citizen through my father. I was underage.
I see.
Only I had to look for the Minnie lost the papers, so I had to go in court. It was a big job to look at it. That's why my date celebrated different. Now it's celebrated February the 20th, like David's.
Right.
Because I didn't know exactly. I have
Good about learning to read and write and raising children.
I have a next door neighbor.
And working all those years.
Well, people say that I'm super. In the fact all over.
You don't think you're super?
No, because I'm lacking education. They said I was super in the grocery, super in the factories. I have a next door neighbor. She doesn't move this here. She came to this country.
Okay, we're going to talk about you.
Oh.
Okay? Who is most like you of the children?
Like what?
Who is most like you?
I think they're all like me, even you. All of them.
How are they like
Although,
you?
like Daddy too. He was a very, very lover of work. Nothing at all. Liked work, liked make money, but he couldn't use it. Even a glass was hard for him
Who of your children is like you?
Barbara too.
How?
First with the talkative. I think they're all like that. Talkative only you and Barbara and I. Cynthia was never now she's more, but she was a stinner.
Who is like Daddy?
I don't know, maybe you like Daddy too.
What is one nice thing you could say
You
about
have daddy's hair.
special about Brucha?
Brucha was born not a very healthy child. She went through a lot operation as a child, and already as an adult didn't have it easy by me neither, because she wasn't happy that I had all those children. She thought I was illiterate.
And you were.
Yeah. And which I guess she was right. So she's working all her life, and she has a high education, got it herself. I didn't give it to her. She made it a looking woman, and she's with life, with everything. And thank God she reached now that she has a daughter, a millionaire. Thank God she has it now the best.
Good, wonderful. Now, how about Cynthia? What's
Cynthia's
special?
a very good-looking girl, and a smart girl too. And I spent with her nice years, some days. Lately it got complicated over here and there, and but it's all right. I wish I'd have all my daughters too. All in all, everybody envies me about the children.
Okay, now Barbara.
Oh, Barbara's very good-natured. She's a very, very beautiful, very good-natured, very thoughtful, takes me places, calls me very often. Well, Sandra, child, she worked hand in hand with me as a child. When she got up in the morning right after me, I couldn't work if not for Sandra. She was very, very devoted. When Sandra saw me from far, if I carried after work groceries, remain standing, don't walk. And she grabbed the bundles. That's a nature. She was like her father. It's a nature. So she went through hell and night too with him and with all right.
Okay, now Elaina.
Oh, Elaina, very beautiful jet black girl, and I love her very dearly. And we had also complications.
That's what's special, is the complications.
She's a very smart girl, and she used to go with Pishkas, did good dearly, a very sweet, and she treats me in the later years. She always did. I loved her. She was good. And Joan, she's a good girl. I tell my friends she's now a teacher over principals. Now, where did she get it? I didn't give it to her. She struggled for it.
Ma, what do you hope that your children and your grandchildren would remember from Daddy?
He was very happy singer and a good son. He's a good father. I say he was a good father.
What do you hope they remember about you?
He used to hit him with the hanger, with the screaming. He didn't scream. They liked him better. He took in the bedroom, he hit that. But he did. I was a repeat that better, you did this better. He didn't do it.
So what do you hope we remember about you, your children? What do you want us to remember about you?
To read and write, and I stick my schigene up a boik, joite sit my boik. Oi, wait, did she hate, and she is more for boik than I was. She said she'll never boik. Even
So, Ma,
my boik,
when I tell my grandchildren about, I should say, anything else,
I don't know, that's up to you.
how do you want them to grow up?
Who?
My grandchildren.
Good, like your children are, good-natured and nice. They're exceptional boys.
Are you happy with all your grandchildren?
Yeah, I love Lyndon very much. I love them, and I love Mulcaller, and Davy's good too. And who else is? Ziggy
Sharon.
Mulcaller.
Sharon. You forgot Sharon.
Oh, she calls me And she gives me so
Okay, and
much. Rabbi, Kathy and Rabbi, a very nice
Ma,
and good looking.
why don't we end with a song?
But
Why don't we end this with a song?
the song, all right, so what?
What was Daddy's favorite?
All right, wait, I have
Up in
a
Pippichik he loved.
Bus,
Didn't he like belts or up in Pippichik? He loved those.
Erzähl mir hin, weil ich will wissen, alles hat Sinn. Was Bämmerle, was hat amul geglang, zu blieb noch dus Bämmerlang. Dus Bämmerle Saal, du Ganneke Saal, verwachs mit Mochengrün. Der alte Dach zu bauen, der Fenster runter. Du Stäbel Saal, zu beugen die Wände, du warst schon mehr, gut nicht erkennen. Welt, mein Städtele Welt. En oren stiebelen met alle kinderen. Door jeden Shabbos vleeg ik loeven met het Kinderklaar. Sitzen alle lijnen bij dem Teier. Belt, mijn stedele belt. En oren alle kinderen. Dort verbracht, zijn Tieren wohl gewesen im Bell, immer steht alle Bells. Oi, 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 Familien.
In English.
Old-time girls and old-time pals, where are your smiles?
Today,
Where are your smiles today, friends of all, with heart of gold, where have you drifted away? Where is Beverly and Barbara and Elaina? Where is the best I love of all? I wonder what became of Cynthia, girl of mine. The sun shines missing from the valley ever since the day Elaina went away. No matter where she is, wherever she, if no one wants her now, please send her back to me. I'll always welcome back my beautiful psychologist of mine. Stay a bucherone. A boy, you explain it. Steht a Bucher und tracht a ganze Nacht. Wem zu nehmen, in nicht verschämen, nehmen, in nicht verschämen.
Tumbala, 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 laika, tumbala, 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 laika, tumbala, laika, spielbala, laika, statt Friedloch soll sein.
Narrischer Buch, Mädel, Mädel, ich will bei dir fragen, wo's kann wachsen, wachsen und regen. Brennen in nicht aufhören, wo's kann bänken, weinen und tränen.
Tumbala, tumbala, laika, tumbala, 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 laika, tumbala, laika, tumbala, laika, Friedloch soll sein.
Narrischer Bucher, you're a Bucher. Narrischer, foolish Bucher. Narrischer Bucher, wo's darfst du fragen? A stone could cry without tears. A Stein kann wachsen und regen. A Herz kann nicht aufhören.
tumbala, tumbala, like a tumbala, 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 like a tumbala,
like a tumbala, like a trailer salsa. This was good. Frieda Berkowitz.
Tell the explanation. What about the song?
The explanation is that thousands of years ago, they saw what's going to be 1988. There was no trains those years, there was no wagon, and there wasn't all that. But they saw it, that with the time it will come many years later. And this is the song. And I know this song when I was 7 years old. I never sing it. It's good to rehearse a song before you sing it. But I didn't know I'm gonna sing it, so I'll try.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Happy everybody, because it's coming a new life. Freitag alle Kinder, es kommt eine neue Zeit, kommt so nur noch rosa Winter, ihr werdet bald sein reich. Ihr darf doch gar nicht sorgen, das stimmt kein Witze denken, und ihr kriegt, was sie...
Whoa, isn't that beautiful?
Musst du's mal noch reden, musst du's heute noch sehen, frankenfrei für jeden, oh ja, sami vergnügen, oh ihr chest mir chif, und damals will ich schon liegen, na riff, in 100 Jurarem, in 100 Jurarem, brennen wird man dann auf Welt, ohne Penne Geld. Dich jetzt gehabt im größten Feind, wer hat sie gebeten, soll mich um Vaterzeit, in 100 Jurarem, wollt nicht gewesen Grimm, wenn sie wollt mir gehabt, in 100 Jurarem. Jeder wird bewohnen, für sich ein ganzer Stuhl, Jater, an irgendeiner gespult, für Bosses mit Bacher, wird nicht sein kein Spur, und du alles werden. In der Jurarem, in der Jurarem, brennen wird man dann auf Welt, ohne Penne Geld. Ich jetzt gehabt im größten Feind, wer hat sie gebeten, soll mich oben vor der Zeit, in der Jurarem, wollt weisen Creme, wenn sie wollt mir gehabt, in der Jurarem. Von New York bis London wird kosten bloß a Dime, a Heim wird man fliehen, Schabbos noch ein Kegel, wird nicht sein, was zu tun, wird man haben a paar Fliegel, fliehen kann a Mathe nicht schon, wird man fliehen kein Friends, en op a Nacht kein Terkai, zu Jerusalem, denn, oh je gest mir geht, demals will ich schon liegen, mit die Zehnerriff, in 100 Jurarem, in 100 Jurarem, brennen wird man dann auf Welt, ohne Penne Geld, oi, mit mein Mammen, Feit, wer hat sie gebeten, soll mich um Vaterzeit, in 100 Jurarem, wollt nicht gewesen, Krim, in 100 Jurarem. A boy is crying that why his mother gave birth to him, flying from London to New York, from all over, they will be flying. Today, different. The thing that's going on now, he says, but he'll have to be dead because she brought him on the world. So you understand?
It's a beautiful song.
You'll witness a lot of beautiful things, while I wouldn't. I don't witness already television. Television. My father didn't see television. He died at 63. I saw television with flying. My father didn't live to see flying. You understand?
You've seen a lot of things in your life.
And so many things.